Mark.
And I'm Josh.
And this is Alter Ego Comics TV for the week of May 31st, 2017. Lots of awesome stuff to talk about this week that you can find at your local comic shop. And if you're local to us, that would be Alter Ego Comics in Lima, Ohio. First up, Saga, number 43 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is the first issue back after a couple-month break, if I'm not mistaken. And you open the first page, and it's awesome. And it makes you laugh. Let me start off by saying, this issue is 25 cents. If you've never read Saga before, this is your golden opportunity to jump in at issue number 43. But you say, Mark, it's issue number 43. I won't know what's going on. You would be wrong. Because Vaughn does an excellent job of bringing you up to speed in just a few pages about where Saga has been for the last 43 issues. Now, that's no substitute for actually checking out that content, either in single issues, which will cost you a fortune, or graphic novels, aka collected editions, which will not cost you nearly as much as the single issues. So, this is a great opportunity to experience the awesomeness that is Saga. Arguably the best independent book being published today. Probably the best-selling independent book behind The Walking Dead or neck and neck with The Walking Dead, or sometimes selling more than The Walking Dead. So that should tell you something. But if you have been reading Saga from the beginning, or if you've caught up and you're up to date, you will enjoy this equally as much as if you are for the first time. There is some amazing stuff in here, like what I'm looking at that I can't talk about on YouTube. Just so good. Saga is the best. Really. Go ahead.
Is that the mascot for Fruit Stripe Gum?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Yes. Fruit Stripe Gum, the gum that holds its flavor for approximately 7.5 seconds before you want to spit it out. Also at the end of this issue is their annual reader survey, which has some amazing questions this year. I actually want to participate in the reader survey.
Plus, this year it'll only cost you $0.25 to destroy your issue.
Yeah. Do you have to like write in that space?
I mean, you could.
Can't you just retype it?
You could Xerox it or whatever.
No, you can't email it. You have to physically mail it in, which is always
because
awesome.
Brian K. Vaughan is a Luddite.
Saga, and it's not a smaller issue. It is a normal sized issue. Thank you, Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, for 43 issues of awesomeness.
And my pick of the week this week is also Saga. But since we just talked about that, I'll talk about something else.
There you go.
New from Marvel this week, we've got Cable #1, or if you look at the cover, X-Cable, because they got to have an X on there somewhere. Written by James Robinson with art by Carlos Pacheco?
Sure.
Pacheco.
It's Carlos Pacheco.
It is Carlos? Carlos. And we get Nathaniel Dayspring, Summers Ascani, leaping through time, setting right things that once went wrong. Basically, right now, Nate is jumping through time. We don't know why. We don't know what he's pursuing. But he is a man on a mission. We see him in the Old West. We see him in feudal Japan. And somebody is one step ahead of him, arming period locals with future tech weapons, and then he has to fight them, and it's Cable, leaping through time, setting right things that once went wrong. Also, not new #1, but new in terms of a new creative team and a new direction for the book. We've got Doctor Strange 21 by Dennis Hopeless, and art by Nico Henrichon. And this is a tie-in to Secret Empire, so Doctor Strange is inside the Negasphere, what is it?
Darkhold?
Darkhold dimension bubble that is around New York. New York is basically run by Baron Mordo. I was going to say Baron Samedi. I'm like, that's not even close to the right character. And Hopeless does a good job of keeping the plot of the previous arc alive. There's a slight tonal shift, but it still has a lot of the same kind of wry humor that Aaron's run did. And if you like what Hopeless does over on Spider-Woman, you will be thrilled to know that 2/3 of the Spider-Woman cast is in this book, teaming up with Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange, if you were reading it under Aaron, you will probably still enjoy it under Hopeless. And if you're reading Secret Empire, this is one of the places you can find out what's going on there.
Now, I don't read Doctor Strange, but perhaps you can clarify this for me. There was a discussion on one of the retailer forums that we have skipped issue 20, that 20 has not come out yet.
I genuinely don't look at the covers of issues, so maybe.
So don't be alarmed if you go from issue 19 to issue 21 in your Doctor Strange collection. They apparently that wraps up 20 actually wraps up Aaron's run.
Okay.
And 21 is the beginning of Hopeless's run, but very much like Matt Fraction and David Aja with Hawkeye, where they kind of did issues out of order so that they could complete a story arc, and so that could be timely with whatever event was going on. Doctor Strange number 20, I believe, is out in about 3 weeks. So there you have it.
I followed it without knowing that at all.
One to grow on. Next up for me is a double shot from Jeff Lemire from Marvel Comics, Old Man Logan number 24. This is Lemire's swan song on this series. Jeff Lemire has written 24 incredible issues of Old Man Logan over the course of a year, and we have talked about it more times than I can count. Old Man Logan has been consistently one of the best books that Marvel has published over the last year, and this is the last chapter of the past live story, and it is a gut punch full of emotion thanks to Jeff Lemire. So thank you, Jeff Lemire, for 24 issues of Old Man Logan. I am drawing a complete blank on who is taking over with issue number 25, but it features the Maestro on the cover fighting Wolverine. I wish I could remember who is writing it. It's someone capable, I just don't remember. So look for that soon. Also, Lemire wraps up his run on Moon Knight. Issue number 14 is out this week, and this is the final issue of the series. And explains what has been going on to some degree. There's still a little bit of interpretation that you can do. But again, Jeff Lemire's run on Moon Knight has been unlike anything else that we've seen with the character of Moon Knight, and has been an enjoyable ride full of questions and Egyptian mythology and multiple personalities and aliens and werewolves and all kinds of stuff. So Mr. Lemire wraps up 2 series over at Marvel, and I believe he's now done at Marvel. So read his other stuff. It's good too.
Next up for me is Sex Criminals 19, written by Matt Fraction, art by Chip Zdarsky. The subtitle of this issue is Down with the Thickness. God, Sex Criminals is awesome. It is hilarious and heartfelt and super great, and very much unlike Saga, you could not pick up this issue and understand it without having read everything that went before it. But just like Saga, you can check out all of the graphic novels at a reasonable image price. Just laughed out loud repeatedly. At one point, I think my dog thought I was having an aneurysm. She stood on the ottoman and looked at me like, "Are you okay? You're laughing too much. This is not normal." But, yeah, Sex Criminals is great. And also there is, as always, just like with Saga and like Kill or Be Killed, which is great and we didn't talk about this week, there is an awesome letters area in the back. And there's actually a whole letter about Jeff Lemire and about how he writes a bajillion things at once and stays on time. And,
awesome.
Yeah. So is this like mating season for Lemire? He has to go off into the woods, and that's why he's disappearing from all of his books?
I don't know. I think he dips his toe into the big two. That sounds bad.
It's not great.
to make money to support. Yeah, it's like hibernation. Like during certain times of the year, he's working for hire so he can collect money and pay bills for the next year while he does his own stuff. I don't know. But he's got several irons in the fire at various publishers and lots of creator-owned stuff, and he's good. He's damn good. My final pick this week is Wonder Woman Annual number 1 by lots of different people, including Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott, the team behind Wonder Woman Year 1, and that is the story that kicks off this kind of I'll call it an anthology book. You don't have to know anything about the current Wonder Woman series to really enjoy this issue. It's a standalone, very much the way the Batman Annual was that we were kind of raving about several months ago, that had the Ace the Bat Hound story and stuff like that. So the first story is Wonder Woman's first meeting with Batman and Superman again, but this time told by Rucka and Scott, and it is incredible. Nicola Scott can draw Wonder Woman for the rest of her life, as far as I'm concerned. So that one is excellent. Then we get a really good story by some other people whose names I can't remember, and they're around here. So there's a story about Wonder Woman stopping the execution of Killer Shark, and in Markovia. We get Wonder Woman in A Tale of Honor by Michael Morrissey with art by Stephanie Hans. And it's all this is a great showcase for who Wonder Woman is. And with the movie coming out this week and people all fired up about Wonder Woman, this is an excellent issue to pick up, whether you're a longtime fan or a new fan. You will enjoy the heck out of it.
Yes, and that lead story by Greg Rucka and Nicholas Scott was worth the price of admission by itself.
Absolutely.
Also from Greg Rucka this week, we get Star Wars Journal of the Whills. This is a prose novel detailing background information on Baze and Chirrut, and if they weren't your favorite characters in the movie, you weren't paying attention.
Forces. Wait. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. Anyway. Last up for me, we've got from Marvel all sorts of Secret Empire going on, but specifically Secret Empire 3 is out by Nick Spencer, still art by Andrea Sorrentino. We get a reveal, and we don't really. We get the reveal from the end of the last issue is expanded, but not anymore
not
revealed.
Clarified or revealed, yes.
We do get to see how the plot moves forward with Black Widow's plan to assemble young heroes and basically take out Captain Steve. We find out what's happened to some other key players in the Marvel Universe, some other heroes and villains, and Nick Spencer revisits some of his past characters he's written a lot in the past, and they show up and are awesome. Also, Secret Empire this week, we've got Secret Empire Uprising. Now, this is just a one-shot, right?
I believe it's a miniseries.
It feels like a one-shot.
No, it's a miniseries because the ending is not very...
Next... To be continued in Secret Empire, and then next doesn't have any second issues.
Okay.
But written by Derek Landy and art by Josh Cassara, and this is brilliant. It is basically Black Widow's trains the champions and some other young heroes, and they need to send them undercover into Hydra, and the best way to do that is to join the youth choir.
The Hydra Youth Choir.
It's like Glee, and I don't know. It's brilliant and funny. And does set up stuff that's going to affect the larger Secret Empire story, I think.
Well, did they say continue next in Secret Empire 3 or Secret
just
Empire 4?
said Secret Empire. The image on the back is 4.
Okay.
And then this just says Secret Empire.
Because that Black Widow and her team feature somewhat prominently in
3.
Secret
but
Empire
I think 3 happens
well.
before Uprising.
I
if I had to guess.
Yeah. Still excellent. I think the biggest point for me, which I didn't realize, we got advanced copies of 1, 2, and 3, and it was a digital copy, and it was all branded with our store number and all this other stuff, so I couldn't see it really well, but there's a major character that is revealed in this issue that we didn't really know what their status was. I don't think, unless it's... we'll have to talk about this off camera. But yes, there's someone who's a prominent Avengers type figure who is back in this issue. So good stuff. All right. Also, let's talk about... You want to do Hawkeye? You do Hawkeye. You do a better job.
I don't know if that's true, but you've picked every issue of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So the first graphic novel is out for Hawkeye. This is the Kate Bishop PI in California Hawkeye, and it is brilliant. I would have never thought that anyone could follow up the Fraction run in a way that was tonally similar, because Lemire stuff was great, but Lemire was much more of an emotional, flashbacky story. Whereas this is very much fun adventure, get into hijinks, great dialogue, just like the Fraction Aha run, and I'm blown away by Kelly Thompson's work writing. Art in here is Leonardo Romero and Michael Walsh, respectively, for different issues. And yeah, it is great. Does this end with the Jessica Jones stuff, or this ends... Yeah, Jessica Jones is in the last arc. Okay, so this goes up pretty much to the current issue. So you could read this and be caught up by the time the next issue of Hawkeye comes out. And that's where you want to be, is being able to read some of the best comics that come out every week when they release, or every month.
Absolutely. All right, a little off the beaten path for us, but something we think many of you will enjoy. Lennon, the New York Years. No, not about Vladimir Lenin, but about John Lennon, his New York Years. This is written by people whose names I can't pronounce. Let's try it, though. Story by Foyne Kinos, and adaptation by Corby Ran, illustration by Horn. I'm not sure if these people have first names or if they're just, like Madonna, but this is... I'll be upfront, I haven't read this yet, and neither has Josh, but it looks amazing. The content is intriguing. We wouldn't have ordered it if we didn't think that both of us would be interested in this book, and that more people out there would be interested in it too. So the Beatles are always kind of a popular subject, and we had the fifth Beatle couple of years ago come out, and that sold really well and got people talking. And now we've got Lennon, the New York Years, which looks to be amazing as well. And it would not surprise me to see a movie of this. I haven't read it, but just the content, you can see, casting somebody to play John Lennon, and it's Lennon, the New York Years.
Yeah.
It's like the Wonder Years.
Didn't the BBC do something like that a few years ago? It wasn't Lennon specifically, but it was a post-Beatles.
It's been a while since we've seen any dramatic portrayals of the Beatles. I think there was a period where it was happening all the time, but not now. So there you go. All kinds of awesome stuff. And we didn't even talk about some of the things that we continue to like Kill or Be Killed or Flash.
Star Wars Screaming Skittledell. Skittledell? I did it again.
Screaming Skittles is out this week with very interesting artwork. It's kind of an Art Adams-y artist. And The Flash, number 23, is the beginning of a new story arc and features
Hal Jordan,
Green Lantern, who's best pals with Barry Allen, The Flash. So you've got that going on. Okay, that's it. If you'd like to continue the conversation with us, please head over to our private Facebook group. Comics Are Awesome. We'll put a link in the show notes, and we'd love to see you over there. Also, if you enjoyed this week's episode, please give us a thumbs up on the YouTubes and make sure to subscribe so you are kept up to date with the latest and greatest from Alter Ego Comics. And finally, we have two options if you'd like to support us. Many of you have said that these videos have been helpful to you, and we would sincerely appreciate it if you would buy some stuff from us. So we've got a monthly subscription option, that's the word I was looking for, where you can set up a pull list with us and we will ship out your comics to you. And you can do that through the Comic Hub app, and that'll be a link in the show notes too. Or if you want to shop our in-store inventory, go to alteregocomics.biz, and you can shop our graphic novel inventory. We don't have all of our store inventory on there, but you can shop our graphic novels. And we do offer free shipping over $75 US. We unfortunately only ship to the US right now, so I apologize to those of you outside of our country. But we appreciate your viewership. There you go. That's it for this week. We'll see you again real soon.